If you're hearing this right now, it's not random. This message didn't drift into your life by accident. It found you because you needed it. Not later. Not yesterday. Now. There's a reason your attention stayed. A reason you didn't scroll away. This message knows where you are. You're tired in a way sleep can't fix. Not the kind of tired that goes away with rest. Not the kind that a day off can touch. It's deeper than that. It's the exhaustion that comes from holding yourself together for too long. From waking up and choosing to keep going when you didn't want to. From smiling when you were empty. From carrying weight no one ever offered to help you with. You fought silent battles. The kind no one claps for. The kind no one sees. There were moments you didn't say out loud. Thoughts you swallowed because you didn't want to worry anyone. Nights when you stared at the ceiling wondering how much longer you could do this. You kept going anyway. And that matters. There were days you almost gave up. Not in dramatic ways. In quiet ways. You stopped expecting things. You stopped hoping too hard. You told yourself, just get through today. You almost broke. And you know it. That kind of survival costs something. It takes pieces of you. It leaves a weight in your chest that doesn't lift easily. You didn't come out untouched. You came out tired. Changed. Quieter. And yet, you're still here. That exhaustion you carry, it hasn't just been draining you. It's been protecting you. It slowed you down when your soul couldn't take any more. It kept you from forcing paths you would have regretted. It made you pause instead of pushing yourself into futures that would have emptied you completely. You thought you were failing. You thought you were falling behind. But sometimes exhaustion is the body saying, enough. Let me shield you. The pain wasn't punishment. The silence wasn't abandonment. Even when it felt like no one was listening. You were not unseen. God has been closer than your breath. Not loud. Not dramatic. Quiet. Watching. The universe wasn't rushing you because it saw how close you were to collapse. It watched you hold on with shaking hands. It watched you choose survival when giving up would have been easier. Nothing about what you endured was wasted. Nothing about your suffering went unnoticed. You weren't left alone in it. You were being witnessed. And now, there's something else you've been feeling. Loss. Not just people leaving, but parts of your life ending. Connections fading. Versions of yourself you had to let go of. Not everyone can come with you. And that hurts more than anyone admits. Some people were only meant to carry you this far. Some bonds were real, and still not meant to last. And even when separation is right, it still feels like grief. You're allowed to mourn what's ending. You're allowed to miss what once felt safe. You're allowed to feel the ache of goodbye without turning it into something clean or justified. Growth doesn't erase sadness. Protection doesn't cancel pain. Separation is still loss. And you don't have to rush past it. There were moments you almost didn't survive this chapter. Moments you thought, I can't do this anymore. But you did. And because you did, protection began to move around you. Quietly. Things ended to spare you. Doors closed to keep you from futures that would have drained you beyond repair. Delays happened to keep you from breaking completely. You were never abandoned. You were being guarded in ways you couldn't see at the time. Some endings weren't rejections. They were rescues. And yet, you still had to feel them. You still had to walk through the ache. That's why this becoming was expensive. You paid for this version of yourself with endurance. With nights you didn't think you'd make it through. With strength you didn't even know you had. You didn't arrive here untouched. You arrived here forged. And now, something is shifting. Not loudly. Not all at once. But it's moving. Something big is approaching. Not exciting, relieving. Like a breath you didn't know you were holding finally being released. You're standing at the edge of something life-changing. And you don't need to see it yet. You don't need the details. When it arrives, you'll understand why it took so long. Why you had to become this tired. Why you had to let so much go. This isn't a reward. It's alignment. This chapter ends quietly. No fireworks. No announcement. Just a knowing. You survived to reach this moment. And that survival earned you what comes next. This was expensive to become. And you paid the cost. Welcome to 2026, the year you finally align with your destiny. Before you leave, I want you to make this sacred. Make it personal. Write this slowly in the comments, like a promise to yourself. I release the weight of 2025 and am ready to receive. Not for the algorithm. For you. And if you know someone who barely made it through. Someone who's tired in a way sleep can't fix. Share this with them. They survived too.